Welcome everybody to another episode of the Academy Sports Show. Got a great show for you. We appreciate you as always sticking with us. We are your sports show's favorite sports show. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, everything. Green screen was messing up. Everything Academy Sports Show. Make sure you find us on all modes of social media, and most importantly, the YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, and most importantly, hit that bell. That way you get a notification every time we go live. It's been, maybe a week since we went live or two. So we got a lot to cover. We got a lot to get into. Once you get in the chat, make sure you say hello. That way we can put you up on the screen. If you got something to say it. Now is the time and place to do it. And if you got us on your YouTube, make sure you shout us out to all your friends to get more people involved into the show, because you guys are the show. If we want to be completely honest with you. I'm your host, Andre Douglas, and next to me is your host, Joel Williams.
What up, Joe? What's good, everybody, man? We appreciate everybody joining us tonight. As you heard the man, Kobe, what's up, man? Welcome back, man. Joining the show. We appreciate it. Trivia night ahead tonight. Y'all know how we do. Kobe's in the building. He might be the one representing. We shall see. I believe you all might be ahead or I think y'all are up by one on it. So you come back and gotten us. So we're gonna keep it going though. Plus, a lot to talk about, man. NBA finals start Thursday. Boston, Mavs. Who you got? We're gonna talk about it. Scoop in the building. What up, though? Also, JJ Jettis, Minnesota Vikings wide receiver, highest paid contract ever. He got his money. Hey. All right, we'll share our thoughts, talk about what that means. And we got a little Caitlin Clark women's basketball. I brought this up last time, right? We thought about it. We thought about bringing it up. We talked about it offline. We're going to talk about it tonight because it has continued to stew. No pun intended. And I thought about it. I brought it up. We said maybe, but it's going. There is either hate or gamesmanship we're going to discuss. A lot of just hate to say it, the ladies are doing what they do. As many would say.
You shouldn't talk about the ladies.
A lot of back and forth with Caitlin Clark, man. A lot of back and forth, a lot of action, a lot of drama going on in the WNBA. We're going to share our thoughts on it because, man, I got some feelings. I do want to get off my chest. So let's talk about that. Much, much more. As always, anything that comes up in the chat, make sure you put it. Make sure you share. Make sure you let somebody know. We will shout you out. Let somebody know. The APB is out for Derek, just in case. I did throw it out there. Told him, hey, man, if you're in the building tonight, feel free to jump on. We're talking NBA Finals. So if he's there, we'll let him join the show. But we do got everybody in the building. Will's in the building. Kobe's here. Stu's here. So we got some trivia people ready. It's the Academy Sports Show. We live. Let's go.
We live as Academy Sports Show trivia goes. Me and Joe ask each other a question. We have until we get it right, or you, the field, jump in with the correct answer. But the caveat is whoever answers in the group answers for everybody. So if you're wrong, everybody's wrong. If you're right, everybody's right. First person to get the right answer out wins. If we're both wrong, hey, chalk it up to next week. All right. Yes, Stu, you got it last week. You guys are up one. I got to get – come on, Joel. We need this one, okay? Pressure.
Oh.
Pressure. All right. We got an NFL trivia question, okay?
NFL trivia question.
It's a graphic. It's a graphic. It's a graphic. Okay. I'm going to go to the next graphic. Okay. This is something that Stu might get. So you got to be quick. Okay.
Okay.
You got to know your QBs.
Got to know my QBs.
Got to know your QBs. Okay.
I got to know their silhouettes.
List of quarterbacks.
Okay.
There's going to be a couple blank spots. And you got to tell me who those guys are. And it's going to tell you what it is, what year and what category.
Okay.
Okay.
All on one slide.
Are you ready?
All on one slide.
That's all on one slide.
Stu said it's over.
Yeah, Stu's gonna be quick. He's gonna be quick.
Oh God. Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Name the missing players, NFL pass and touchdown leaders in 2006. You got a Bengal, a Ram, and a Lion.
Joe Burrow.
2006.
Oh shoot. Oh shoot. That's Matt Stafford. That is 2006. Ooh, that Rams one is tough.
No Twitter fingers, Stu.
Oh shoot.
Don't do it.
2006. That quarterback in Cincinnati is Andy Dalton. Ooh, shoot. Andy Dalton. I'm gonna go Andy Dalton. I'm gonna go Matt Stafford and who was the Rams? It's a white boy. Oh,
Who's Googling?
oh, I wait. Let me think. Dark hair. What was that guy's name? Dre. Oh, I can't remember his name. I cannot remember his name. Oh, because he was in the game. I remember the game.
He was in the game. EA
right, okay.
Sports.
It was. Let's go back. MVP. Mark Bolger, Rams. Give me give me Matt Stafford, and then give me Carson Palmer. Those are my three.
Book it.
Because that Bengals one is tricky too.
So you're going with Palmer, Stafford, and Bolger.
Yep.
All right.
Dang. Because every quarterback, I want to say Dalton. Man, I want to say Dalton so bad. Because every quarterback from Cincinnati tore their ACL. So I want to say Dalton. I feel like Dalton is later, though.
All right.
You've locked
in. Stu's locked in.
I'm locked.
Y'all both have the same one. He's a minute behind you.
Oh, we got different. He got Dalton.
Oh, okay. He's got Dalton.
Dalton.
Bolger.
It's one of them. It's Dalton or Palmer, because one of them, they all get hurt. They all got hurt until Joe Burrow.
All right. Well, let's do this in an order with more suspense. All right. So the Rams at 24 touchdowns is Mark Bolger. We both have that correct.
Ooh, that was nerve-wracking because I'm like, I know it was the dark-haired white boy.
The Cincinnati at 28 is Carson Palmer.
Okay. Stafford's been quarterback for the Lions for like 20 years.
And the Lions at number 9 with 21 is John Kitna.
Oh my God!
You both got it wrong.
Bro, you got to be kidding me. John freaking Kitna.
John freaking Kitna. With 21 touchdowns in 2006. John freaking Kitna. Now, as much as Stu be talking about old Lions quarterbacks, I just knew he was gonna get John Kitna. I just knew he was gonna get it. I just knew he was gonna get John Kitna.
John freaking Kitna.
Yeah.
John freaking Kitna. 'Cause. 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 '
Stafford was drafted in 2009. So that was before Stafford. It was John freaking.
Wow.
Good try, both guys. That was great. I liked it. I like the urgency.
Rob said I'm number 4.
All right, so just to recap, Joel said Palmer, Stafford, Bulger. Stu answered for the field and said Dalton, Bulger, Stafford. It was actually Palmer, Bulger, Kitna. So nobody wins trivia this week. We are stuck at 7-6. Please, 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 please go to YouTube, find Academy Sports Show, click the subscribe button. Most importantly, trigger the bell. That way you get an alert every time we go live. That way you get the first segment of the show, which is trivia, so you can participate. All right, next up, what the meme? We got a meme out. Saw this one out. Who you got? Team 1, Team 2, or Team 3? Looks like it's all college. So think of these players in their collegeness. Team 1 is Steph Melo, Russ, KD, Blake. Think about their college prowess, not their NBA prowess. Team 2, you got AD, Embiid, what's my man's name? From the Knicks. A little light-skinned guy. Booker and Kemba Walker. I can't remember his name right now. And then Team 3 is Zion, Tatum, Ja, Trey, and
Jalen Brunson.
Long guy from
That's what you were thinking of, Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Team 2's out immediately.
Why?
It's not enough.
Team 2 is out immediately. Why is it not enough?
No, that's not enough, bro. Like,
you got Embiid and AD. That's a great.
No, college though. Like college. Like start with Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson college is not as good as Jalen Brunson New York Knicks. It's like
Villanova won the title that year, didn't they?
They did with a good team and great coaching.
Okay.
Kemba was a star at UConn for sure. That Kentucky team was just a bunch of one and dones every year. So it's not like AD was like a dominant player. That team had a lot of guys on it.
Team 2 out for sure.
Yeah, Team 2 is out. Team 3 is very, very athletic at the point guard position. And Tatum and Zion was just ridiculous at the time. Is that Chet as a college player?
Yep.
Yeah, he's just as skinny then as he is now, so he get his face beat in. So yeah, I'm gonna go Team 1 on this one. Team 1's dominant. These guys every guy on this team carried their team somewhere. Every guy.
Okay, Team 1 it is. I ain't gonna doubt it. Hey, listen, you're the college guy here. You're the college guy. Team 1.
Team 1 for sure.
Hello, KD.
Yeah, like Team 2 is, I told you, out immediately.
Out immediately. All right. Well, that's all I got on memes. So if y'all got a meme, send it to either me or Joel, and we'll throw it up, give you the credit for it.
There was another meme that came out. I thought you might put it up. I'm glad you did it because I'm telling you right now, I'm getting tired of the Jordan memes of like the 3-on-3s, but they're like,
I know now to put no Jordan meme up here.
No, but here's the thing: on that one, you might have got me to like admit something because what I've noticed is like on that one, it was like Jordan, Akeem Olajuwon, and Scotty versus they were like Team 2, and then Team 1 was like LeBron, Kobe, and Shaq. It's like, okay, like at some point, like I get it. Like I'm a GOAT guy. I get it. I'm a Jordan GOAT guy. But come on, y'all. Like some of the comparisons are getting ridiculous. So I was going to complain about it and probably not admit to anything, but I'm just glad you didn't actually.
Yeah, I try to find the lopsided ones, but I know with the crew here, You guys are gonna pick Jordan regardless. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Will said team won, but barely. Zion Trey college versions with some dogs. I'm gonna tell you right now, like that's a true statement. However, look at team one. Like team one, the college version of team one. Each player was unstoppable. like a different level of unstoppable too. Like walk into the league unstoppable.
I remember all those guys. I don't remember Russ like that though in college. I don't remember Russ like that in college. I remember Melo and KD. I remember the hype around Blake and his brother, and I remember Steph. I don't remember Russ too much. But I do remember Ja, and I do remember Zion. That run Ja went on that basically got him the second pick overall, which was nuts.
Slightly different eras. Team one would have fouled team three a lot more. Some of that jumping out the gym stuff might not have made
it. Yeah. Just my thing. Team one, like you got two of the best one-on-one players on the board here with Melo and KD. So there's nobody on this board that can guard one of those guys straight up. Not even in college.
Nope.
All right. Next up. This was a thing for a couple days. And since we are in the Motor City, just want to ask our Motor City following. All right. Get him, Stu. Stir that pot.
Stop it, Stu.
Stir that pot.
He's not even stirring your pot, Dre, though. Kobe.
Stir that pot. I love it. Rasheed came out on a podcast and said that they would lock down the 17 Warriors because they held teams under 70 points with their defense and their teamwork. Draymond's retort, we would have smacked y'all. Y'all were scoring 17 points per game. We were scoring 72 points per half. So, in this matchup, who would you think has the edge? Two different eras, of course.
Warriors would have beat them. Let me see here. Hey, let's go. Oh, wait, hold on. Stop. Hold on. I just looked up and saw Zaza Pachulia's name. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, they didn't even put David West. They put Zaza Pachulia.
Hold on.
Was West on that
calendar? So who's got to guard who? Who's guarding KD? Tayshaun?
Tayshaun.
All right. So Chauncey's going to guard Steph. Rip's got to guard Clay.
Yep.
Rip and Clay are essentially the same player. They're going to run around the court.
Yep.
Zaza Pachulia is canceled. So now we're playing 4-on-5.
Yeah. So basically, you would put Draymond on Sheed. That's.
Yeah. You know what?
Ben and Zaza would cancel each other out, but Ben on the offensive boards would be crazy.
Are y'all being homers though? Like Stu has already said Pistons all day. Kobe's Pistons all day. Will says Draymond's on crack. He's only looking at offense, forgetting about Pistons like that. Defense. Other question would be what rules are we playing by? Good question. So this is actually tougher when you break it down player for player. I'm actually going to come back and lean towards the Pistons because I don't know that defensively the Warriors can actually guard the Pistons. Like, who's guard? Well, Ben's not an offensive threat, so it's Zaza with Ben.
That's on the offensive boards. Like, nobody's getting offensive boards like Ben.
Nobody's getting an offensive board or a defensive board. So you control the board against the Pistons, and you make it a low. I mean, if you control the boards against the Warriors, make it a low-scoring game where they got to shoot. They get to shoot one shot, you rebound, You come back down, walk the ball up. The 2016 formula that the Cavs beat them with, you can beat them. Yep. I'm going to go all 4 Pistons. I'm going to be controversial as well and go all 4 Pistons. But what era we're in is a good argument.
You can make a point that Chauncey was just as much of a shot maker as Steph was in that point in time. Maybe not as clean, not as like 40-point threes, but just
like he was
moments to make a shot.
Yes. He was. I mean, big Mr. Big Shot, right? He was a big shot maker. Now the mismatch there too is Chauncey was not afraid to put you on the block as a guard.
True.
So Steph is definitely going to guard in this series, which essentially you put Steph on Rip and let Clay guard Chauncey. So it'd be
Steph's
interesting.
Not chasing Rip. You won't let Steph work on the defensive end.
See, so if you don't want him to chase Rip, that means you got to guard Chauncey.
Yeah, and
there'll be some cross matchups here.
Yeah. Yeah. Tayshaun and Kevin, you want to give Kevin the edge there. I mean, but what Tayshaun did against Tracy,
Reggie
Paul,
Miller.
Yeah, like what he did against guys, he locked down some of the top stars in that era.
Do the Pistons have enough offense though?
That's a great question.
Draymond saying what he said is a true statement because Tayshaun's jump shot was broke. I mean, it's ugly.
It's ugly. Sometimes
Chauncey and Rasheed.
A lot of their offense came from the bench in that year, though, too. Like Corliss Williamson,
Mehmet Okur.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had guys off the bench for days. The bench is better. The Pistons bench is better.
Yeah. Definitely had a better bench mob. I don't know. Was McDyess on that team? That was probably after.
That's a good question. Was Antonio? No, I think McDyess wasn't he was coming off. Wasn't him and Mehmet on the same team?
Mike James, Lindsey Hunter.
Yep. Let's see who's on that roster right quick.
It might be McDyess. It might be the Eldon Campbell year.
Give me the roster. Okay, so on that roster,
McDyess might have came later though. Damn, I froze.
He did. Oh, Chucky Atkins, Chauncey Billups, Eldon Campbell was on that team.
Yeah, he was Victor Cigar.
Darvin Ham was on that team. Mike James, Darko was still on that team. Mehmet, Bobby Sura, Ben Wallace, Corliss Williamson was on that team.
Yeah, Corliss, I think that was right after his 6 Man of the year.
Yeah. I don't know. McDyess wasn't on that team according to the roster I just looked at. This is interesting, though. When you break it down and talk it through, it's interesting. I think, Dre, you're leaving us for a second.
Yeah, I was going to try to control it frozen, but I guess it won't let me. Y'all can still hear me. I could do the show frozen, but it won't let me push the slides.
Let me see.
So I got to go. I saw a movement here.
Well, now when I removed it and put it back, it's blank. So go ahead, hurry back.
All right.
Very interesting. When you break it down, I think I'm gonna go with the Pistons. I'm glad that thank you, Stu, for giving me some background because this felt homerish. All y'all Pistons fans in here talking about Pistons all day. Tell us why, Kobe. Let the jokes commence. Let the jokes commence. Yeah, so I think better bench. Matchups are interesting. A lot of cross-matching going on. Defense is legit enough to shut that team down. I think the Pistons got to score more points, though, besides 72 a game. And you got to get up. I think you got to get into the 90s, like 90s, 80s. Like, again, 2016 formula, Cavs Warriors, similar formula: rebound the ball. You got to make shots. You got to hold them to one shot. You got to contest. Stuff like that. Slow the game down, dirty it up. Pistons were excellent at that. So I think ultimately we could run that. And then, I forgot. Larry Johnson versus Steve Kerr. Larry Brown versus Steve Kerr. There's one. Better coach too. Okay. So Pistons fans have made their case.
Okay.
I'm sure if we get some Warriors fans in the building, there would be a bunch to say, a bunch of back and forth. But Pistons bench was 10 times better defense. Pistons can score more points. They put 100 on the Lakers. Larry Brown, a much better coach. All right.
So consensus?
Consensus is Pistons.
Jeez.
Yep. Kobe said he's a Warriors fan. Good point, Stu. Yep. Can the Warriors play defense for 20 seconds? Occasionally throughout the game.
Okay. Nobody agrees with Draymond. They would have smacked y'all. So how many games?
Yeah, what would be a series, 7-game series, what y'all got? Don't be ridiculous and say sweep.
How many games? And then that would be probably record-wise, that would probably be home court, Golden State.
Pistons.
The Pistons gonna get blown out at least one game.
Yeah, Pistons in 6. Stop it. This series will go 6 or 7. 4-1, gentlemen's. Gentlemen's sweep. I don't think this is similar to the Lakers series. Yeah, you got to give Golden State at least 2 wins.
Yeah. Yeah, you got 2 all-time greats on the same team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pistons in 6.
LeBron had a gentleman's sweep. You at least try to get a cohesive team like this one. Didn't they have like a run where there was holding teams under 60 points? It was
that year the Pistons, that they had like a record run where they were locking teams down.
Yeah, it was crazy. All right, next step. If it clicks, there you go. Jay Jettas get paid. He gets paid 4-year, 140 extension, includes 110 guaranteed. The highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history goes to none other than Justin Jefferson. First off, deserved or not deserved. Second off, next guy in line is CeeDee Lamb. Does he deserve the same type of money? Would you pay him the same type
of money? Deserved, yes. When I think of the top guys in the league, though, I like the side by side. That helps you see it. That's a big difference in yards there. Does it have a little bit to do with the fact that one plays for Dallas, which we know how that story goes every year? But definitely deserved on Jefferson's side of things. He's done some things with that team. They've made some runs over the last couple of years, and he's definitely the main cog in the wheel. I'd say dang near unstoppable, because there doesn't seem to be coverage that seems to be able to hold him down. And even when he doesn't have a quarterback, he seems to be successful.
Right.
CeeDee Lamb being the next guy. That's not the next guy I think of. The next guy I think of is Jamar in Cincinnati. I don't think about CD. So it's interesting. Impact, it feels like Jefferson, the impact's there. I think he set the market for sure. Should CD be the next, second highest paid receiver in the NFL? Y'all tell me, y'all that looking at the numbers, but it doesn't feel like he's number 2.
CD's currently holding out, so that's what I say. He didn't show up the minicamp. He wants the deal.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna go no on. Should he get a contract? Yes. Um, should it be this level? No. Shot at
a lot of
Cousins.
money. Yeah, when I text you that, I was like, I saw it coming. You know what I'm saying? Like he was going to get paid regardless. They were just trying to figure out the number. To me, I just think it's been a while since there's been a non-quarterback player to capture this kind of audience. And to me, he puts butts in seats.
For sure.
And especially in Minnesota. So them paying him that guaranteed money, they're going to recruit that money because people want to come see him play.
Yep.
So I don't know if people go to Dallas games to see CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
But in the Minnesota market, they come to see Justin Jefferson. He's that polarizing. He's that popular on a national brand, not only just on a local brand in Minnesota. So I don't see nothing wrong with Minnesota paying him that money.
Yeah. He earned it. I'm not ready to put CeeDee Lamb. Like if Dallas turns CeeDee Lamb into the highest paid player, I'm just gonna laugh. Just gonna laugh. This is gonna be another Dallas thing.
And then you got to pay Jamar because you brought him there for Joe Burrow specifically, and y'all have went to a Super Bowl.
Exactly.
So there's equity there with games won when Joel's been healthy.
Yep.
So I could see them paying Jamar what he's owed, even though you want to keep T. Higgins and all this other. I would say it's different for a team like Cincinnati because they're trying to put a team together to compete. The Vikings, are they putting a team together to compete? Maybe. I don't know. You got a quarterback on a rookie deal for the next 5 years, so maybe you're able to get away with this. So that money you will be paying for a quarterback, you paid your wide receiver?
For sure. You're hoping that J.J. McCarthy turns into your franchise guy, and you won't have to pay him until the debate of whether or not you re-up him in year 5 or not. That's going to be the whole. So you basically got a 4-year window here where you have a target that's going to be a comfort, a blanket for JJ. Now remember, they also have a really good tight end. He used to play here in Detroit up there. So offensively, that's a very quarterback-friendly offense. And the play calling has never been an issue in Minnesota. Like they've never had issues with trying to score points. It's a tough place to play. Defensively, they've been challenged a little bit. They haven't been the tough defense of the old days before the coaching change. The old coach is kind of slipping my mind now. He was more of a defensive-minded coach, but the deal makes sense, and it definitely reset the market. There are definitely some guys that should fall in line behind it. But yeah, you got a 4-year window with your quarterback, the rookie, and you'll try to figure it out from there. And this works perfectly if you've already given him his money and JJ comes along in the next 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've got a competing team that's maybe trying to compete for a division title.
Yeah, it's like San Francisco, like Brock Purdy. You can pay him $900,000 a year and pay everybody around him to be great, and just have him, manage the ship.
Yep.
So if that's JJ, if he's just managing the ship and you got all these great weapons that are being paid around you,
yep.
That's the best case scenario for Minnesota. Instead of a lot of these other teams, you pay the quarterback all this money and he got to make all this scud around him into playoff worthy.
There you go.
If they pay CD, then that means Dak's not coming back to me.
Yeah, so that's the other problem in Dallas, right? It's not just CD that wants to get paid. They got a couple of guys they got to decide.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely a different contractual position and different issues in Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah, because Michael gonna want his money too. All right. Next up. Have you been watching the WNBA? Because I have. I've been enjoying women's basketball. Still. Look at that. Look at that. I text you too this weekend. I was like, Sky versus Fever. We watch it, and it did not disappoint. It was a good game. It was a good game. But I know you wanted to talk about this a couple weeks ago about this push back that it seems like the women that are playing against her are giving her. And then it became a national conversation of, well, these women aren't going to let her come take over the league. She's got to earn it. But it does seem a little extra sometimes. As in that Sky game where the old girl just came and just knocked her down, because they was talking trash. Caitlyn seems like she's a B word, to quote Pat McAfee. He did it in a nice word. But Caitlyn seems like she's a B word to go against. And she just gets under other girls' skin. And not only to claim that she's the great white hope now, that kind of piss other girls off. So what is your perspective on this whole Caitlin Clark WNBA run so far?
Man, it feels like it's a lot of hate. I'm gonna have to say it feels like it's a lot of hate. It feels like it's a lot of hate, and the media is here for it to just stir the pot. Stir the pot. Like, there seems to be more emphasis if you look at the highlights, if you listen to the talk outside of the folks that have been designated as the WNBA analysts. It's been all about her failing and not about the success. Because if I'm not mistaken, and don't quote me on this, but that's what I was kind of hearing. I think she's like leading the league in assists or something like that. Even though she's not leading the league in points, even though she's not scoring at a clip, that everybody was kind of expecting. It just feels like a lot of hate. It feels like a lot of extra, like you said. Like, I would have no problem with this if the WNBA game had already been happening like this. And then she comes in.
She's 40.
And it's a rough and tough but it just seems like now that she's here, we want to act like we got some sauce. We want to act like there's smoke. So it just feels like it's fabricated smoke. It feels like we're not going to let her come in, be the face of the league, because we've been here all this time. I hate to break it to you. Yes, you have. But your product has not been worthy. The college women's basketball game this year has been literally the thing that sparked all of this. Women's college basketball. That's what sparked all this. And because they were leaving women's college basketball and going to the WNBA is why we're watching WNBA now.
Right.
This has nothing to do with the past 15 years of the WNBA. There's a lot of hate. There's a lot of cackling going on. Y'all stop acting like that, ladies. And then you got everybody going, if this was the men, then that's it. We love all these narratives. Call it what it is. Yeah. That foul right there, that still shot, sir, that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous.
Okay. I think she is getting unnecessary hate from inside the sorority. I was gonna say fraternity, but I guess it's sorority that's in the WNBA. Now, to me, like I understand where Angel Reese is coming from. Like, hey, it's me too. It's this class too, and stuff like that. This is a great class. And there's also other good players in it. But there's been great players, to your point, there's been great players in every draft that didn't translate into butts in seats and eyes on the game. Okay? There's been Maya Moores who've done great things. There have been Diana Taurasi's that have been done great things. Tamika Holesclaw, like it's been great players. It's been
Lisa Lobo.
Yeah, it's been great players for the last 20 years that hasn't translated to this like Caitlin has done because she plays the 3-ball game. The media has put her on a pedestal, and and I guess rightfully so. So for y'all to feel some type of way about it, now that y'all getting chartered flights and full games to perform in front of national televised people, kind of weird. But I guess hate is hate. Whatever. Let's prove that we don't need her, but y'all do. Y'all do need her, or go back to Southwest. I do think the league, though, now, like I was listening to Jeff Teague. Is it Jeff Teague or one of them Teague? The guy who got the podcast, the Teague guy. And he was talking about, like, make it her kind of league. And I think people were taking that like, let her score so people will watch the games. I don't think nobody's asking for them to lay down so she can perform. Of course, she wants to compete at the highest level. I think he's more talking about, like, the league recognizing who their person is. Like, let's be honest, the NBA has done it, right? And when Jordan comes in, you recognize this is the guy that can usher you into the next league. Some rules are going to change so Jordan's skills can excel. Yep. LeBron comes in the league. Some rules are going to change so we can usher in this guy. Steph Curry is doing things. Let's tweak some rules so now the score is 157 and 156 in the regular season game. So the W can do things to help usher in this Caitlin Clark era so that the product is more appetizing if this is your person that you're going to usher in a new era in. That's what I think. I didn't think he meant say, like, these girls need to lay down and let her do her thing. No, the league needs to cater to their superstar so more people want to watch it.
Yeah, the NBA is a master at that, whether people like it or not.
Yeah.
So let's see what everybody's saying. I mean, there seems to be an energy that suggests that, there's a disagreement out there. But what's missing from this was Funes before Carter doing this, Caitlin elbow Carter going for a rebound loose ball.
Yeah, she's a jerk. I watch her play. She's definitely a jerk. And then I think there was another play before that. She screamed in her face. Like, either she hit a three or her teammate, she made a pass and her teammate hit a three, and she screamed in the old girl's face. Like, she said something, and the old girl came back and knocked her ass down. So, Caitlin's a jerk.
And for this to not be called a technical foul.
Oh, yeah, that's a flagrant one.
It's a flagrant one. I think that's my, like, to your point, I guess that's my thing is, like, okay, she did all that. And I guess in her defense, we're not going to let her – she shouldn't have to sit around and take it either. She can reply back. But we just gonna be pushing people down. Okay.
Yeah.
Now this right here, injuries needs to keep people wireless going to keep her from suicide. Real comment because she's been second fiddle for 2 years. And the whole like, hey, it's us two thing. Stop it. Like, I get it, but hey, man, like, you're still not her.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta just accept that. Yeah, I agree here. So this is not a black and white thing. Like, to me, it's not a black and white thing. What's crazy is that they're trying to say that she's getting all the backlash because she's white, but what if you watch the Sparks games, every post player's hugging? Like, 100%, bro. Cameron Brink is getting mad love in LA. So it's literally feels like straight hate.
But I do think that Caitlin is a prickly
she probably is
person. That's why her teammates don't come to her rescue because they probably.
So that's an issue then, right? Like, your teammates, like, if you're quickly and your teammates don't want to support you, that's a bad situation. You got to fix that. Caitlin is a rookie, plus labeled the savior, multiplied by 25 mil equals really rough rookie hazing. She can sit at home in the offseason while the best players play overseas. Welcome to the pros. So they should just go out and beat the shit out of her because they got to go play overseas? Oh, okay. That's not what you're saying, but I'm sorry. I was being facetious. Where's her teammates? Yeah, her teammates not coming to her defense is interesting.
Yeah, she's a jerk. I'm going to stand on that one.
Here's the one. I was waiting for it. Yep. They always talk about the men. Yeah, for sure. Hey, listen, rivalry's brewing. Let me be the one to be on record for saying this. I said this about the Warriors when they all got hurt that year, and everybody was hating on them because they had knocked them off their pedestal. And I was like, all right, y'all keep talking that yak, but keep that same energy when they get back. I'm gonna say the same thing about Caitlin Clark. When she gets the rhythm and gets this thing figured out, and maybe gets a little less prickly inside the locker room, and her teammates play to her strengths.
Yeah.
Y'all keep that same energy when she start knocking these buckets down, because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. These arenas gonna fill up even more. Y'all gonna get even more press coverage. All y'all's contracts are gonna grow. More advertising dollars are gonna come to the league, and you're all gonna be the beneficiaries of it. Yep. Just saying. So keep that same energy once she figures it out.
Yep. It's very true. A lot of people was like, A'ja Wilson don't get her own shoe. A'ja Wilson is the best WNBA player currently, but she wasn't putting butts in seats. So you got to go where the butts go. You got to go where the money pays. We're not saying that she's the best player. We're saying y'all getting the recognition that y'all getting, and just ride the cash cow. Y'all ain't got to mess her up for it every night. But yeah, I do agree. I want to see Sky Fever, Reese, Caitlin Clark. That's going to be a thing for a long time. Like every time they match up, that's going to be an ESPN game, no matter what their records are, for a long time. So if that's their magic bird, I'm cool with that.
And Angel, if you want more noise, do this. Score more points. Dominate the game.
That's not fair. I guess it is. I don't know, but I don't know. Yeah, unfortunately, this rookie class is Caitlin Clark's rookie class. It's like Michael Jordan's rookie class. You don't know who else was in there.
You
know who else was in there, but it's her class. It's not Angel Reese's class.
Right.
Angel's going to jump off a bridge. No, she's not. Stop saying that. She's not going to jump off a bridge.
Oh, God.
All right. You get it all off your chest?
Yep. Keep that same energy when she start balling on y'all. I wanted her to lose to South Carolina in college, but I want to see her be successful in the WNBA.
I do want to see her be successful in the WNBA. But what are they, like 2-8? They ain't happening this year. And what's up with the schedule? Like, how can somebody 2-8 play somebody 3-1? Like, how do y'all play so many games before us? Like, I be looking at these records like, it's kind of messed up. This team that played 10 games versus another team that doesn't play 3. What's going on with y'all schedule? All right, so before we get to the finals preview, Minnesota went on a nice run, and we had a conversation, so I wanted to bring it out in front of everybody. So Minnesota Jordan, we all understand that he got next. He signed that extension. He didn't listen to me when I told him don't sign the extension and so you can go somewhere else, make less money, but win playoff games. But they turned Minnesota into a thing. So how does Minnesota progress? Do they run it back? Do they trade Rudy and get some help for Ant? Or do they trade Carl?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know what you're gonna say, so let me just get mine out quick. The way you say this man's name is so disrespectful, but I think it's trade Rudy, to be honest with you, which is gonna be a tough thing to sell because I get the feeling that a lot of people really don't respect this guy as a defensive player of the year.
You get a feeling? You get that feeling? You get that feeling? I think they outright say it every year. It ain't a secret.
So, yeah, I would trade Rudy. I think, listen, man, I think Minnesota Jordan needs a little more help. All right. Unfortunately, Carl believes that he wants to shoot threes a lot more than he wants to do anything else. Minnesota Jordan needs a little help. But also what they need to understand now is you now need to be prepared to play deep into the postseason, which you could tell he just like Anthony Edwards was not the same Anthony Edwards once the Denver series ended. It just wasn't. He wasn't the same guy. And so you could just tell physically. And then he was chasing Kyrie around. My man was gassed. So I say trade Rudy, get some scoring help, and then prepare yourselves and expect to be in this same position, if not into the finals next year, and come back ready and prepared and hungry in the regular season to get yourself the 1 seed and see what you got and see what you go do. Trade, but I'm with trade Gobert.
There's only one answer here. That's trade Carl. Carl Anthony Towns. Mama didn't know who the daddy was, so she named him Carl and Anthony.
Oh man.
Your daddy could be Carl or he could be Anthony. So you can be Junior. You be Carl Anthony Towns. Trade Carl. I'm not calling this man Cat.
Definitely
you
not.
Get way more assets for Carl than you could for Rudy. Rudy, nobody wants to touch Rudy. Nobody's touching Rudy. His contract, his defense, nobody wants.
Bro.
And if you're Minnesota, you just gave up half a team in draft picks just to bring Rudy there. You can't cut bait quite yet. I would get rid of Carl. Okay.
Oh man.
Minnesota Jordan needs a wing and a PG that can help him out.
Yep.
You keep Rudy for Jokic. You got Naz Reid, 6th man of the year. Hopefully he can repeat the same productivity. So you got some similarities of a Twin Tower scheme. Go get him a 3 that can help Ant score. Go get him a PG that can get to the rim. You trade Carl. You get Carl's punk out of there. Because all the punk assness is just in the air. You got to get it out. And the leader of it is Carl. So you get rid of Carl. I'm not saying trade him to Phoenix and go get KD because KD's a little, I don't know, washed right now. But you go get a couple guys. What's my man in Brooklyn? What's his name? That they traded KD for?
Oh, Mr. Long Arm Shooter.
Yeah.
I know he's him up. Yeah.
Go get somebody like him. Long 3, 4. They ain't that his thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go get some people like him. 3-and-D, some guys. You can get a bunch of assets for Carl and help build this team around. And you keep Rudy, you keep Naz. That's your 1-2 punch to take care of Jokic. But you cannot run this back. One of these guys got to go. Because I hate Carl and I hate Rudy, but I hate Carl more. So trade Carl. Trade both? I don't know.
Well, first he said trade Huxtable. Then he said, well, hell, just trade them both. Just get a whole new roster.
Can't stand Carl.
Y'all hear the way Dre says this man's name, bro? It's so disrespectful.
You shouldn't have re-signed. Should have took less money to go somewhere more competitive. I'm sorry, Anthony. All right, let's get to it. So, the Mavs beat Carl, and now they made it to the NBA Finals. And then the battle of the light-skinned hatred of Halliburton and Tatum came out on top. I'm sorry, Joel. I know you were rooting against him. But here we go. Here's your finals. Boston versus the Mavs. We got game 1 coming up on Thursday. Let's see. What's the games like? Let's see if we go to Monday. Monday is the 10th. So at least get 2 games out the way if we do another show on Monday. How do you see the series going? There's a lot of subplots here. Porzingis, is he going to play? Is he going to be 100%? Porzingis playing against his old team. Kyrie, he's on a tear. He's reinvigorating his career. He's playing against his old team. Tatum and Brown, how's that dynamic going to go? Tatum wants the glory. Brown got the Eastern Conference Player trophy. Like, there's a lot of subplots. Boston has defense.
Jason.
The Boston has defense. The Mavs have offense. So there's a lot of things that can go into this. Two former NBA point guards as the head coaches. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's going into it. So let's break it down. Break it down the best way you want to break it down.
Man, like those are all great subplots, right? I think my early thoughts on this series, as I was watching the Dallas series against Minnesota, I was leaning more towards Dallas. The thing is about Dallas that's interesting is we know they can score the ball. Yep, not a problem. Got two guys that'll give you buckets. You got you also have subs coming off the bench. You got size, you got length. You could switch a lot. Early return to me was Dallas. I was like, Dallas winning this series. I was thinking Boston's not gonna like. They're not gonna like the physicality that Dallas can bring. They're not gonna like the length. To me, Boston is bougie. They don't want to be touched. It is, and then also Boston gives us an occasional like, who the heck are these guys? Regular season champs. Then I started thinking about it more. Then I kept thinking about it more. Then just talking about it. I lean back over to the Boston side of things. Boston's got the best defense in the league. Boston's not going to let Kyrie and Luka play one-on-one pick-and-roll basketball. Just don't see that happen. I don't see Boston letting pick-and-rolls happen, and then you're going to try to face up and guard one guy and try to stick to the other guys. Basically, Minnesota just didn't have enough to defend this situation. Boston can switch everything. Boston's got guys that are on this team to defend first. They can defend the perimeter very well. Drew Holiday, we already know he's a great on-the-ball defender. Then at the same time, I go to the bigs. Porzingis not being in this series is a concern if you're Boston because Dallas has bigs for days. And Al Horford is a shell of himself. So whose bench is better? I feel like Dallas's bench is better. I feel like Boston's starting five, though, even without Porzingis, is better. I want to say Dallas over Boston in 6 games. I just believe that this might finally be the moment where Boston finally gets it done. I'm going Boston in 7.
Shocker. I'm so shocked at you right now. You picked Jason Tatum over Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Never would have thought I would see the day.
And I'm not picking Jason Tatum. Notice I never even referred to the analysis. Like, and then let me just put this caveat on it.
Notice I didn't even refer to him in my analysis.
If the Mavericks win, then this is what happens. Like, this is my, like, if this, then that. Mm-hmm. If you look up and the Mavericks win this series and says, it's not because of the scoring. It's going to be because this new version of Kyrie was just too much for 4 games. Him getting to the paint, his ability to get to the paint and not just score, but also distribute the basketball a little bit. That to me is a difference maker in this series. If you can keep Kyrie out of the paint, then I think Boston's going to win because it's going to be tough for them to just – it's just not going to be blow-by guys and just get there. Like, Luka ain't blowing past nobody. He's hard to guard, but he's not hard to keep him. He does have a little slow kind of draw to his game to get to the rack. But it's just a matter of if the Mavs win the paint points, they're going to win the series. If Boston defends well, they're going to win the series. And that Boston defense, these guys are like, 8 games out of everybody else in the regular season as far as record. They got the best defense in the league, and they got a lot of firepower. Boston in 7, y'all. That's my call. I would love to see it not be. Please, if this series ends and Jason Tatum's struggling, I'm happy. Just letting y'all know. And I'm going to Boston a week after this series ends. I'm flying out to Boston that Monday the 24th. So if the Celtics win, there'll probably be a parade while I'm there. But if they don't, I'll be happy to be in Boston and talk all about it. I'm that kind of guy. I'll come to your city and talk about your team.
All right. So are you hedging your bet on anything?
No.
Are you hedging your bet on Porzingis?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Not gonna hedge it. To me, I think Boston should. Boston holistically on paper is the better team. Dallas is hot right now. I think Dallas is the sexy pick. Everybody's enjoying the Luka Kyrie run. But if you look at the matchups, I think Boston matches up well for the Mavericks, whereas in Minnesota didn't. And you're just gonna see a different type of defensive intensity.
All right. Yeah, I agree. Like Boston definitely is the better defensive team. They shouldn't let Kyrie or Luka go one-on-one. They should be blitzed at any time. Because you want them, like, I'll take PJ Washington in the corner all day. If he's taking the most shot attempts, then you're doing something right.
Yep.
You have Drew Holiday, you have Derek White, and you have Brown. Those are not great, but those are three good defensive players. Drew Holiday, great player on the defensive end that you can throw at these two guys in rotation over and over again. And then you can just have Tatum. Tatum should be free of any defensive responsibilities. He should be fresh. This should be your go-to guy. Y'all should get him to rock and let him cook. And if you have Porzingis, that's an extra body that they have to guard. Because I don't think Lively or was it Stafford or one of those guys, I don't think one of those guys can handle Porzingis one-on-one with Porzingis being healthy. Now, him not being healthy, then all I would ask him to do is just play defense. Like, just be a rim protector. Don't let Kyrie and Luka get in the paint. Step up, show, block some shots. You do that, hopefully the offense on Boston is enough. I will say that Boston is still Boston, and they're going to lose games that they should win. And that could hurt them momentum-wise for Dallas because Dallas is on a high momentum right now. This should be game one Boston. Like they've had plenty of rest. They've only lost, one game this whole playoffs, 2 games this whole playoffs. They should be rocking right now. You at home. Y'all should be killing. This going into Sports Center tomorrow, it should be, do the Mavs even belong here?
You said blowout game one.
This should be blowout. If you're Boston, if you're the better team, if you have the most rest, if you're the complete team, you should put your foot on their throat right now and take them out. That should be number one on Sports Center. But Boston's going to give away a couple games. So I'm going to go Boston in 6. I would love to see a 7-game series, but I'll go Boston in 6. Dallas there's an element missing here, and I can't put my finger on it. It's just Boston just should be just a better team. Jason Kidd should outcoach Joe Mazzulla, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if coaching is going to get a win this series. And sometimes they say coaches are good for maybe 1 or 2 wins. I don't know if the coach is going to get a win this series. I got to – I feel everybody on the loving of the Mavs pick, but I'm interested in breaking it down. Don't just pick the Mavs, but just tell me why. I love the story of Kyrie, and I love the story. I'm not subscribing to we were in the barbershop, and I heard this narrative. This one guy said, man, I don't want the Mavs to win because everybody's trying to say Luka is the best player in the world and the white boy. And I'm like, I haven't really heard that. It's not a thing. But, the Mavs are. I like their brand of basketball. Right, it's working. I think everybody likes this new like cerebral Kyrie. Kind of reminds you of young Kyrie when he can get to the cup, when he distribute the rock. I mean, he's pretty much doing what he wants to do. I love it, but it's like you said, they have multiple defenders. Boston can put multiple guys. Like it's not like they got to put a defender on Kyrie and then it's like, well, who's going to guard Luka?
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown has no problem guarding somebody.
Right.
Like their stars will guard and play defense. I don't know why Jason Tatum looks like he does in this picture. He's not that guy. But
listen, I saw God, there was a video of Kyrie talking about how he think of Kobe every day and how Kobe was his mentor. And somebody on the team said Jason Tatum's gonna be mad about this. Jason Tatum want to be his mentee so bad. he want to be Kobe's mentee so bad. This is for Kobe's heart.
man,
Kyrie versus Jason Tatum for Kobe's heart. Who's the real Kobe mentee?
oh
Is it
God.
me or is it you? I'm gonna show up in a Kobe Bryant jersey and a Kobe Bryant jacket. I'm gonna wear Grinch Kobe's every game, even though I got my own signature shoe, because I'm on some Mamba mentality. Because Kobe loves me more. Shut up, Jason. But yeah, Kobe, you got Mavs winning game 1. That's crazy. I mean, that's not crazy. It can happen, but if you're Boston, you got to win. You got to win game 1.
Yeah, if you're Boston, you have to. If Boston loses game 1, then what we have tomorrow on SportsCenter is the sky's falling, because the only flaw with this team this year is, and it hasn't been as much as it's been in the past, because in the past they've lost series because of it, is you don't know which Boston team is going to show up.
Right.
But you got to think that this team has exercised the demons and they are ready.
Yeah.
To avoid that situation. This is a tough way to map it out, Cole. Mavs game 1, Boston game 2, Mavs game 3, and game 4.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, if you're Boston, you pushed all your eggs in the basket on this year, grabbing Porzingis. You traded away, what's my man, the point guard? It's Marcus Smart.
Oh, God. I couldn't stand him either.
You traded away your heartbeat, Marcus Smart.
The heartbeat.
And this was the result that you wanted to go get. You can't leave no crumbs now. You got to go full balls to the wall. This is your title. This is your chance to get a chip. Go get it. Nobody really expected the Mavs to be here. Everybody thought this was going to be Denver. So go get it. This is your opportunity. You had a cakewalk to this point. Just finish it off. The thing with the Mavs was, to your point, Minnesota was dead tired towards the end of that series. Kyrie could do whatever he wanted to. And by the second half of game 6, it was a wrap. They just let Kyrie and Luka do exactly whatever they wanted to do. They went to all their spots and they got off without any kind of pushback.
Yeah.
That should not be this game. They should not be able to get to their spots. They should not be able to do whatever they want to do. They have to earn it. And to me, if you press Luka as much as you can, I guess you live with what Kyrie gives you, because you can't really blitz Kyrie with a guy that can handle the ball like that. You can't really pressure him to take the ball out of his hands. So I would say the focus of your defense should probably be to blitz Luka and put Jaylen Brown on Kyrie one-on-one. But it's probably going to be Derek White to start off.
Yeah, it's probably going
to be a rotation of Derek White and Jrue Holiday.
Yeah, that's right. Those are tough matchups. White, Holiday, Brown, Tatum. I mean, like I said, you got 4 guys that are switching. They'll guard any of you. It's a tough go at it.
So when we come back, I say it should be, if we come back Monday, it should be 2-0 Boston.
I'm with Kobe, but I'm it's 1-1 tied coming back next week. But I got the Mavs winning game 2. I think you're right. Boston should win game 1. They both have been off. Boston, you're at home. Raucous TD Garden. The place is going to be going nuts. You guys should come in and play your game. and put your foot down early and say, hey, this is going to be our series. But I do think the Mavs come back game 2 and get the dub and go back to Dallas 1-1. But I think Boston's good enough to win a game in Dallas, which is why I think this series is going 7. So, yeah, I think we come back next week and the series is 1-1.
Oh, all right. Shout out to PJ Washington, man. He got trapped with a baby with Brittany Renner, and now he's in the NBA Finals. Yeah.
Is that getting trapped though? There's a reason why
I don't think so.
Yeah, there's a reason why they had a baby.
Yeah, that was on purpose.
There was a lead up to that.
Yeah, you should be out of hiding by Monday, so you should be getting it. Why am I hiding? What am I hiding from? I'm a large man. I'm too big to be hiding from anybody. All right. Any other news and notes?
No, that is it. That is all. We got to fuss and scream about the WNBA. I wanted to do that.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think
congratulations to all the graduates. Everybody graduating at every level, but if you got somebody graduating from high school, congrats. Shout out to Michaela. She graduated from Ferndale High School yesterday, actually.
Nice.
And so she is headed to Eastern Michigan in the fall on a full ride. I forgot to announce. Did I announce that before? I don't know. But she got a full ride academic scholarship to Eastern Michigan. So big shout out. But anybody that's got a graduate class of 2024 this year, man, congrats to you as the parents, as well as congrats to your young person. So super excited. And it's that time of year, graduate parties and stuff and whatever. So got to get it going.
If you know anybody trying to buy a house, I know somebody selling.
Yeah, DM me. If you know anybody trying to buy a house here in Michigan and they're looking for something they want to raise a family in, get it, brother up. Got a nice size property over here for you.
There you go.
Get it, brother up.
There you go. All right. So make sure the most important thing, the YouTube. Find our faces. Right there. Subscribe to them. Most importantly, trigger that bell. That way you get a notification every time we go live. So whether it be a Monday or Tuesday, whether it be 7 or 8, you know when we go live. That way you can get the first segment, which is trivia. And then we'll talk more sports because we are your sports show's favorite sports show. Make sure they give you the link there on YouTube as well. You can send it out to your friends via text message so we get more people in the chat. The more, the merrier. But that is all for me. On behalf of myself, Andre Douglas, Joel Williams.
During the finals, we will see y'all next